and welcome back, family, to the channel. It's going to bring you this realness, whether you like it or not. Before I get into this video, shout out to all my day one subscribers, everybody that's been tuned into the channel of late. And if you guys would do me a favor as you watch this video, just hit that like button so that way we can feed the algorithm. And family, what are we going to be talking about this morning? Unfortunately, we got another man who's out here taking L's. What do I mean by that? Imagine if you decided to marry this woman. I'll give you a second, because at the end of the day, I already know that most of you guys already know who this is. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of us will go as far as to say the woman's highly attractive. Maybe you might smash it, but date her and then let alone marry her? Come on now. This is 4.0, where we don't take losses. Damn sure nothing like this. Now, before I get going, let me just do this to play it safe. This channel does not promote hate or harm of any kind. The only thing we are doing is bringing you guys information while having a little fun doing it. Without further ado,
most people cannot wrap their head around the idea of somebody who could be married and then also work in the industry. So how does your relationship work within those parameters?
So when I met my boyfriend, my actual husband. We have been married for 2 days. So I'm still getting.
You've been married for 2 days. Wait, you got married 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God, congrats.
Thank you.
So as you can see, we are talking about none other than Valentina Nappi. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but we know that she is an adult entertainment star. And as the lady said who's interviewing her, most people cannot get their head around marrying someone who is in the industry. But her response was, hey, I've only been married 2 days. And I'm going to further explore that throughout this video. But I want you guys to pay attention to what type of loser marries a woman like this. And I don't mean loser in a bad way. I'm just saying, do your thing. No judgment. Feel free to do you. Ladies, if you want to be promiscuous, I will clap them cheeks. But marrying you, giving you the girlfriend title, not going to happen. But nevertheless, I do appreciate your honesty.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we've been together 11 years.
Mhm.
And we moved into this new house, and during quarantine we just realized, oh, we should get married because we're gonna have more rights. It's just gonna be better. So
Yeah, the government
in our families, so we just decided to get married. In case something happened to each other, to one of us,
Yeah.
just, for taxes,
yeah.
for a lot of things, it's just that we decided to get married. But
So you heard it. She's basically been dating this man for 11 years. They recently decided to get married, but they got married because of during the pandemic, everybody was on that Netflix and chill shit. So she decided to do that, but also notice the fact that she talked about the benefits, the business of marriage. And that's what these women understand. And as we go through this, fellas, you guys need to understand this as well. Most women are not naive out here just getting married, talking about some love stuff. These women understand the benefits that they get in marriage, but I'm also going to show you what type of guys that they marry. Let's continue.
we just explained that if you think about it, and love are two different things.
Mhm.
I never, at the time, I didn't know, but I was still separating lust and love, even though sometimes, I will fall in love when I was. And then I did, and then now I can fall in love anytime I shoot. But that's still just lust. But for me, love is something else. It's something that you build with a person, and it's based on values and things you share together. Of course, has an irrational part that has to do with just liking each other and just have two different characters that I don't think is the right word. Personalities that work well together, and you can decide that. But what you can work on is being honest with yourself and honest with other people. So when you're dating, you know what you're looking for, And if the other person is honest too, things go so much smooth. And that's just what happened.
Now, for context, we also know that English is not her first language. I believe she may be Italian, but feel free to correct me down there in the comments if I'm wrong. But what she's trying to explain is the camaraderie that you get, the companionship, all these other nice, fine, and dandy words that go into relationships. But also, she's not really talking about sex and spicy time happen to be a big part of when people decide to get together. But when you settle for a woman like this who has had them cheeks clapped by everybody, only a certain type of man would even find that in any type of long-term benefit. Because let's be honest, most guys wouldn't. But the way she's explaining it, at least the way I'm hearing it, is that she understands about companionship and how to manipulate love and all these other things. And maybe they do have good chemistry, but what kind of chemistry could you be having with your woman to where she's going out there getting smashed by other people continuously? It sounds like she has an urge that you do not have, meaning that you're in the back seat in the relationship. Let's continue.
And that's just what happened to me and my boyfriend. I mean, he told me I love you the second day we met. And that was just, this is another guy just want to have sex. I'm like, and I told him, listen, you don't have to tell me I love you. I'll have sex with you anyway. And he'll say, oh no, I can see each other married and, you know, have this like old couple type of conversation. And now we're here 11 years after.
Now, I hate to keep pausing it, gents, but you know we got to do the fair use thing. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's switch the ticker to be safe. But this lets you know exactly what type of guy this is. And no matter what women want to say, yo, love bombing must actually work. Now, it's only going to work if you want to play the role of a cuck. But love bombing, I mean, the guy just said, hey, I love you after 2 days. I mean, seriously, most women would find that creepy. But he's like, yeah, I can see a future with you. But the interesting part that I want to know is that when he confessed his love to her on day 2, did he know that she was out here giving it up like this? I mean, you got to ask these questions. Let's continue.
Wow.
And yeah, I never understood jealousy, and I always hated, I could never stand a jealous person. So actually, I never had a true boyfriend before him. Because even when I met him, I wasn't looking for a boyfriend. I want to have someone like a friend with benefits, but they could also, you know, okay, we have sex, but we can also have fun. Because in Italy, people tend to separate good girls from bad girls, so you don't bring the bad girls around. You don't show the bad girls to your friends.
And whether you like it or not, that's exactly how most men see the world. Yo, you're not bringing home the promiscuous woman to your mother and your father. You're just not going to do it. But this is what is going on in society. And she's not the only one. I mean, we got stories out here about Riley Reid and things that she's been doing. And we know what Lana Rhodes has been out here crying about. But this is the type of thing that goes on when you deal with these promiscuous women. Bro, when you marry a woman like this, when you date a woman like this, you are in for long-term fuckery. Let's continue.
It's like, oh, you have sex, and then that's it. You can be friends with it. With them. Now, you know, that I'm older, things are different, or maybe it's because I do, so I just attract different type of people. But when I was a teenager, I was feeling lonely, but still not at the point that I will like give up my values and start to, you know, like give up my sexual freedom because people were behaving that way around me. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna do what guys do. Fuck it. Like when I will meet a guy smart enough to accept that, then maybe I'll have a relationship. Otherwise, I'm good alone.
Now that's a bunch of hot fire that she's talking. What do I mean by that? See, I don't really have a problem with promiscuous women, thotty ass women. I wouldn't be in a relationship with them, but I know a bunch of thotty ass women of all types of races, colors, creeds, whatever. Now, sizes, nah, we're not doing that. But a petite woman like this, you look at her, you think she's beautiful. But a lot of times, these women got past that you would not believe. Then, as she kept talking, you starting to hear a little bit of that think like a man BS. And that's what's really going on with a lot of these women out here. So she said that she would forego relationships, but also she talked about her values. When you think about values as a person, whether you're a male or a female, if you communicate values alongside sexual freedom, I mean, I'm sorry, I don't really see that sexual freedom in core values. I'm not too sure about that. She just wants to be friends with benefits, but I don't see that as a value, and that's just the way I interpret things. But you start to see that women are just unraveling, and I don't really understand. Like I said, I'll definitely take full advantage of you. You know, shit, I'll be honest with you. I'm just trying to hit, just like she said. And a lot of guys should do this, because if you're not just doing the whole friends with benefits thing, what about if you decide to marry a woman like this and you come to find out later on that she's got this thotty ass past where she ties values to her sexual freedom? And like I said, I'm not judging this woman. I will definitely wax these cheeks. But at the end of the day, the respect is just not going to be there. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, I think one of the keys to entering into a successful relationship, at least this was the case for me, is that you have to be okay with you by yourself first.
Yes.
And be comfortable in not needing another person to like make you whole.
Yeah.
I think the changing your mentality from like, oh, I need a partner to make myself whole, to a partner would help complement my life. I think that's really healthy. And I had reached that point when I met my husband, and to this day, like, and I love him so much, like more than I've ever loved anybody else. Thank God, because we're having a baby together.
Yes.
But he's everything to me. But if he left me tomorrow, I would be devastated. I would be so devastated, but my life would not be over. I would get over it. I would move on with my life, and I would be okay. And I feel that way now about with anybody. And I never felt that way before. And I think that kind of attitude is what allowed me to find somebody like him and enter into like a really healthy relationship.
See, what this woman is trying to communicate is that she knows that there's a strong possibility that men would not accept this behavior long term, because most men are not trying to be with a thotty ass woman, and then let alone get her pregnant. Do you know how many men have offloaded in her? And that makes a difference to a lot of men, whether we want to admit it or not, at least a lot of real men. But as I think about stuff like this, I ask one question: what is the point in getting married if you do not get exclusive access? Because men only get married for exclusive access and to possibly raise legacies. Simple and plain. So when you decide to marry this woman and you just say, well, I'm just going to get the kids from her, but she's going to be as loose as she want to be, and I'm going to have to put up with that, you got to ask yourself, what type of guys willing to put up with that foolishness? And you're not ready. Do you see that on the screen? That is her husband, bro. No lie. No lie. When I saw this, I was like, 100% exactamundo. I knew it was going to be a loser cuck. I just knew it, bro. There's no way a self-respecting man will go along with that. And that's not disrespecting this man. I mean, he could live a happy life with her. But what I'm pointing out is that yo, you're not gonna be a normal dude and be doing shit like this. It's just not gonna happen. Dude looks like a freak show, but he got him a hot wife, so kudos to him. But I want to show you guys what she actually said. So remember, she said in the video that she's only been married for 2 days. We just got married. Don't worry, nothing has changed. I'm not retiring, meaning that she's still going to be out here busting it wide open. We just needed to formalize things after 11 years together, handling the business of marriage, protecting her. And guess who went along for the ride? What the fuck is he wearing? All right, oh, whatever. at this point, nobody should be shocked, because what we're finding out is a lot of these loser Simons are in the world. And more of these guys are just coming out of nowhere. But these guys, women don't want to be married to these guys. Let's just keep it real long term. But there's a lot of these simtastics out here going around. I want to talk to you. I would marry you. Little Daddy Angel, I love Miss Bride. It goes on and on and on with the foolishness, but it is what it is. Let's talk about some real things. Women with 10 or more partners were most likely to divorce, but this only became true in recent years. Why is that? Because you didn't really have women being extra promiscuous and thotty back in the day. So these studies always tend to present you guys with real information, but then try to dumb it down and make it softer instead of just giving you the facts. It's always like some type of excuse along with it. Women with 3 to 9 partners were less likely to divorce, and women with 0 to 1 partners were least likely to be divorced. So, what can we conclude here? Don't be a fool and marry a woman who's got well over 10 bodies. I'm just going to say that. Like I said, if you want to smash her, that's fine. But once you start to take her over to mommy and daddy's house, introducing her to the family, talking about you want to be with her long term and you love her after 2 days, come on, son. That's just not the way to go. And this right here is your future. Until next time, I just presented you with the facts, gents. And as you know, there ain't no way in hell we tolerating that over here. So this will be a hell no. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.